I want to take the time to adventure, and I want you to take this time with me, and we're going to go on a magic school bus ride. I'm sure everyone remember Miss Frizzle, so I'll be Miss Frizzle for the day. And so we're going to go into discussing the communicating benefits, but also communicating, having that effective communication of benefits, and why it's important for employees, both employees and employers. So on the side that we're currently looking at, what are employee benefits? As we know, employee benefits are perks and advantages that employees receive from their organizations beyond their regular salary, and it also plays a crucial role in attracting and retaining talent. And as you see on the first slide, these are the many benefits that are offered to employees in general. We have dental, vision, disability insurance, flex spending, and so forth. The next slide is our type of employee benefits that are continued. So we're continuing to see the other benefits that are being offered. We have EAP, which is our employee assistance program, retirement, which is major to a lot of us. That's what we look forward to, I guess, as an end goal. We have Georgia paid parental leave, health insurance, educate, and also educational pathways. The importance of effective employee benefit communication. When we're talking about the importance of effective employee benefits communication, we're referring to the process of informing employees about the benefits they're entitled to and how to access them. So what we're going to discuss over the next few slides are the way that we can access those benefits. So effective communication about these benefits is crucial, and it's important for many reasons. So we're going to discuss 3 reasons that are listed within the PowerPoint. So the first one is going to be employee satisfaction and retention, the utilization of employee benefits, and compliance with employee regulations. So employee satisfaction and retention. When employees know their benefits and what they are entitled to and how to access them, I believe this makes them feel valued and appreciated, which leads to or can lead to job satisfaction and loyalty, which can result in higher retention rates. So effectively communicated benefits can also help foster a positive company culture, one that values employees' well-being. When employees feel that their employer truly cares about them and cares about their well-being and is invested in their success, it can create a positive work environment that enables collaboration and also teamwork. Like a snowball effect, this can further enhance employee satisfaction and retention. So we have the 3 that are listed here, and I believe those are major factors. Next, we're going to talk about the utilization of employee benefits. So consider an employee who's struggling with their mental health. If they're not aware of the mental health benefits available through their employer, they may not seek help when they need it. This can lead to increased stress and decreased productivity in the workplace, ultimately affecting the employee's overall well-being. But it's just not the struggling employees who can benefit from this benefit. When employees are aware of what benefits they can access, they're more likely to use them. This can be particularly important for complex benefits like health insurance or even retirement plans, which require a little extra homework to fully understand before utilizing. So it's worth noting that effective communication with employees about benefits can also help to avoid or at least reduce the misuse of benefits, which I'm sure as employers we do come across and we do see. And a lot of that can come from communicating with the employees effectively of what's available to them and how it's available to them and how they can use it in what capacity. So these are very important things that can help us in the long run as an organization and also can prevent any legal issues from occurring. Compliance with employee regulations. Most employers are legally required to provide specific benefits to their employees. Employees must be aware of their benefits and understand what they are. If an employer clearly communicates the benefits and how to use them, doing so can help prevent dispute, confusion, and avoid potential legal issues. So when we talk about that first line, as far as most employers are legally required to provide specific benefits to their employees. So there are mandatory benefits that we have to communicate and some that may not be mandatory, but must require annual notices to go out to employees, such as 403B or 457 annuities, retirement plans. We have to always make sure that these benefits are posted and readily available to our employees. So I want to pass this part over to Ms. Deanna Hall, our Executive Director of Human Resources Services.
Good morning. And so now we'll talk about some best practices for communicating the employee benefits. How you communicate to your employees is very important. Employees, in each employer, there's different ranges or different genres of employees. So we want to make sure that we try to reach everyone in how we communicate and use different methods. So some different ways to communicate is through email, through phones and text. That's become another popular way of sharing your benefits during open enrollment, sending out text messages and alerts to employees to let them know that the enrollment windows are available. Having employees, if you have an ESS or employee self-service module that you use for your employees, allowing them to be able to access that information through their phones, putting messages and different alerts and notices through your employee self-service, sending out emails, having mass emails go out. We do know that there are some positions that may or may not use email. So this is why it's important to have multiple ways. Having in-person meetings. One of the things that we've done here quite often in our district is, especially during open enrollment, we have face-to-face meetings. We allow employees to either have a virtual now. Since COVID, of course, they taught us how to be virtual with a lot of things. So we'd have open enrollment fairs virtually and allow enrollers to meet with our different employees to go over their benefits. And we have a new teacher orientation. We make sure that all of our vendors are there. We have an actual class that we teach during our new teacher orientation to make sure that our employees, our new employees, get up-to-date information and that they have the tools that they need as a new hire to make informed decisions and be abreast of what our district offers. Having your website updated. How updated is your website with the materials? Do you manage it yourself or do you have your broker to manage it? But having that information there and making sure it's current. Most new hires, before they even apply to your district, one of the first things that they're going to do is go and look and see what benefits do you offer. Your benefits package and how it's communicated and how it's displayed could be a deal breaker for your employer. So you want to make sure that all of your communication methods are updated with the most current information, that you have it available to use. You think about the new ways to communicate. A lot of our younger staff, they're more into text messages and cell phone usage and getting emails and stuff and being able to use it and review it over their phone versus some of our more seasoned employees. They need that one-on-one touch. They need that in-person feel to be able to get materials and understand and be able to ask questions right there on the spot. Yes, keep it simple and keep it clear. As we stated, we have employees. If I'm sure every district goes through what we go through, we have employees that age ranges may be in the early 70s, 80s, all the way down to your early 20s. So making sure that you keep information simple, keep it clear, be transparent, be honest, make sure information is disseminated in a timely manner, and make sure it addresses all the language barriers that everyone can read and understand in their native language. So dealing with concerns, address the concerns, have someone available, have staff trained to be able to communicate and talk about the employee benefits and know the ins and outs of and the do's and don'ts of your benefit, so that your HR office or your benefits office or whomever is given a clear and consistent message. Um, these are very, very important tools in making sure that you have some effective communication. Because again, some employees, they come to you just for your benefits. So we always want to make sure that we have it clear. We want to make sure we have a diverse package that try to meet everyone needs, and we try to make sure that we have information that can be easily disseminated and disseminated timely.
Can I add something, Deanna? I wanted to, before you move on, Vivian, just wanted to make sure I added that, we locally we just launched a new website, I think it was April 13th. And one of the reasons why we did it was to be compliant with a lot of ADA type issues. So we're moving towards making sure that everything is web-based, so everything will be able to be translated. And so that's something that we're working on, getting our documents out of PDF, making sure they're just available on the website so that these translation devices and other type things make us compliant to be able to have anyone be able to read them. So that's the other thing you have to be thinking about and looking at as you're looking towards the future is, being compliant, but also how are you getting this information to your employees and to the general public? And for us, the public is the applicants that we're hiring or others that are interested in just seeing what our benefits are.
Thank you, Mr. Ray, for adding that. Personalize the communication, and this may not be done in every single communication, but personalization can be an effective method of engagement. So why not apply it when you can? Just a simple folder with your new hire's name, welcome, a nice welcome letter to them that thanks them for coming and joining your team, and giving them the links to where your platforms are, giving them links to all of the different information and tools that they can access and stuff. So, and it doesn't have to be just benefits. It can be about your organization as a whole. We have our intranet. We have what we call Acorn. So being able to show them where Acorn at, which it includes a wealth of information. So having personalized information makes a person feel more value versus just another number or another employee. So sometimes adding a little personalized touch to your package and your communication and information. Next slide.
And also, Ms. Hall, if I might add as well, for that personalized communication, we do have employee self-service. So with that will allow our employees a little more personalized access to their actual information, whether it be direct deposit, their tax forms, they're able to see their salaries, they can even access their W-2s to be able to print that out. So, and also their benefits. They're able to see their individual benefits that they have as an employee. So that's another way that we have actually tried to personalize that communication as well. So they're only able to see information pertaining to them, and they're able to update their direct deposit and also tax forms themselves as well, do that step. So, thank you, Ms. Hall.
And another thing I would add on top of that would be, as you start thinking about recruiting, you're thinking about the total compensation or the total rewards or the total value of, coming to your district, or even like we've done with our district, is we kind of show also what the district pays. So we're showing, to the extent we're showing, how much does the district contribute to your retirement? How much is the district contributing to your, even looking at our Social Security, we paying the Social Security. So showing that to the employees so they can see, well, wait a minute, I get this salary, but look what the district is contributing. So I would also mention that as it relates to our employee self-service.
Thank you. To provide some examples and visual arts around to help employees. One of the tools that our state health benefit plan use that I think is wonderful is a help me decide tool. And so it allows employees to go in when they're trying to elect a health insurance option. It gives them the option to go in and put in different services that they may have, so that it helps them to decide on what plan is best for them. They don't have to go with their recommendation, but at least it gives them a tool. Because if you think about it, we as benefit professionals and HR professionals, we know what benefits and deductibles and co-pays and all of that information means, but they don't always know. Sometimes it's like speaking in another language. So sometimes employees need those charts, they need those diagrams, they need modules or different platforms to help them in deciding and making informed decisions. Having videos, do you have videos that explains your benefits to them? Do you have different platforms of PowerPoints or presentations? One of the things that we do is we have an actual new hire onboarding presentation, and in it has videos embedded, so they click on the link. One of the first screens that Miss Smiley showed, you click on the link and it takes you to our video that explains our dental plan and explains our vision plan. So we have a lot of different tools and methods that we try to use to give employees as much information in a simple way that they can make informed decisions. As you're preparing your benefits package and you're communicating, one of the things that you want to remember is your different generations that are working for you. In our organization, we have Gen Z, we have Gen X, millennials, baby boomers. So you want to think about, what is it that these generations want? Everyone doesn't want the same thing. So you want to try to develop a package that kind of meets the needs of all. But then in developing that package, think of how you communicate it. Think of how you broadcast and post your information. Again, you want to make sure that it's in a way that every generation can understand, that every generation can embrace what you're offering to them as a district. And so these are important things to consider as we continue to move on. The different generations that are phasing out, the different generations that are coming in, what do they want? What are they looking for in their benefits package? What encourages them to come to you? And now I'll turn it over to Mr. Ray for effective communication. You're muted, Mr. Ray.
I do. We're at the end of our trip. I wanted to thank everybody, but as I try to bring this together, I want to make sure, what we've learned. We learned effective employee communication can be greatly impacted can greatly impact employee satisfaction, retention, and the utilization of benefits, while also supporting compliance and regulations. By following the best practices and using multiple communication channels, employers can help ensure their employees are well informed and make the most out of the benefits that are being offered. This can ultimately result in a positive, healthier workforce, a positive company culture, and also enhance the reputation of our school district. Effective employee benefit communication isn't just a nice to have, but it's a must to have for a successful organization. That concludes our presentation. We're early. Want to try to see, get questions. Anybody have any questions? We can have some questions, some feedback going back and forth about any questions anybody may have.
So at this time, if anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. You can also unmute if you want to share your question out loud or your thoughts.
And even if you don't have a question, but maybe want to share some of the things that you communicate, how you communicate with within your district. It's always good to learn and hear what others are doing.
I'm gonna unmute my face.
Thank you.
My name's Christine Gonzalez. I'm from Illinois. We have two high school districts, or two high schools in our district, Highland Park and Deerfield. I work on the HR side. We do have a benefits coordinator, but I know one of the challenges that we face, and I don't know how you guys handle it or if your systems are set up the same way or not. Maybe you can provide some feedback on that, but we do have all enrollment is web-based, and it's linked to their district email, so they can't access any of the enrollment or benefit information as far as enrolling and detailed plans until they have a district email address, and that is contingent on how quickly they do paperwork, which is sometimes a battle, as you all know. But some of them are not tech savvy. All of our items are web-based, even the materials that we have, in detail, the handouts and things like that, they're a link on an employee portal. Our benefits coordinator is in a building that is not located in any of the schools. So a lot of times our new hires feel disconnected, or they have to actually come to the building even when there's a language barrier, even if it's translated in their language. So I just was hoping I can get someone's feedback on how you think we should address those situations.
You're muted, Deanna, if you're talking.
I'm sorry. We have a broker. Our medical insurance is state mandated, so it's through the state of Georgia. But both of our providers have customer call service centers.
Okay.
And so our employees can call those customer call centers, and they can get one-on-one assistance through those call centers. They have our benefits staff. We actually printed up instructions to help them navigate through the platforms and stuff. And so when they come to onboarding, when they come in to complete their new hire paperwork, we give them some information then. We created a new hire PowerPoint that's in our vector training program platform. So they go through that platform and complete that training, which is a little more detailed. And then, like I said, we have the web-based programs. They can actually log in from anywhere and they can complete those access. So they don't get access to the platforms until their first day of employment. But we also have all of our information on our website that you can go and view before you start. So you can get an idea of what we offer before you even come to us. And then you can see in more detail once you log into the platforms, the different plans, summary plan descriptions, and all of that information. And if they're really tech savvy and know how to navigate our state health plan, the summary plan descriptions, all of that information is on our state website, so they can get access to that before they come as well. But we have our actual website where they can go to, look it up, see as much information before they start, and then they get access to the platforms once they start.
And I guess I would say the reason why we do that is because we're looking at all of our potential employees as applicants first. And so therefore, that's why you can see everything, they can get to everything as far as what the benefits that we offer and, you know, basic descriptions of all of it before they're even an employee. And so I think that might help with us being able to bridge that gap between them actually having a login versus what they actually, you know, saw. Because then they're getting into the selection side. Well, they, you know, now that you're an employee, you're selecting, but you saw everything and you're able to make some determinations in advance of what you might do with as far as family plans, employee plus one. We have all these different things that may happen on the healthcare side, and then all the district benefits that we have as well.
Thank you, that's helpful.
And also too, if I may add, so coming up in July, we actually have our big expo. So that expo, actually include new hires. So we will be able to have, a couple of sessions. We are working with our professional learning, department. And when that time comes, they have it broken out in sessions, and benefits is one of the departments that we are allotted an actual time, and we can discuss benefits with employees before they even start. So we do have that as well as a more of an face-to-face interaction. But we also let them know too that we are available. We provide our contact information to where we have an actual benefits group email, to where employees can email the actual benefits group if they have any general questions, or if they are a new hire, if they need more information. So that kind of helps with that personalized, personalization of communication as well with employees.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
So Deanna, I see that you responded to Katie's question in the chat. I'm going to read Katie's question, but do you mind sharing out what you said? So Katie's question was, how often do you communicate out to employees about various benefits, and how do you communicate? So Deanna, if you could explain to everyone kind of what you shared with her in the chat.
Yes, I can. So we send out, it probably can be perceived as too much, but to us, it's never too much. We send out, so when the person comes on to complete their onboarding, we give them a packet. Then we send information to the home. Our vendors, they'll send information to their home once their profile has been created. And then we have, like I said earlier, our new teacher orientation. So when they come there, we have all of our vendors there. They're required to come to one of our classes that we teach, and they get more information there. During open enrollment, our benefits office creates a newsletter, and each week we send that newsletter out during open enrollment, and it highlights different parts of our plan. So it talks about any changes that may be occurring. Even if we don't have any changes, we still highlight different benefits during each week. Our vendors, we coordinate with our vendors and have them send notices, little pamphlets and booklets or different information to the home as well. So we probably do a lot. But yes, so we have considered possibly a quarterly newsletter to go out, just about HR overall. And each unit of our HR office maybe have something, but yeah, we send that much information. And that, just in case, we are a very big district. We are I think, Mr. Ray, about number 10 in the state of Georgia in size.
36,000 students.
Yes. And so we have an HR department of, what is it, about 40
Yeah.
or so. employees and we're still growing. And we're still growing, and so we service a pretty nice sized district. So that is one of the reasons why we have about close to 6,000 employees. So that's one of the reasons we try to disseminate our material in so many different ways.
Thank you, Deanna, for sharing that and explaining that a little bit further for everyone. If anyone has any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat, or you can unmute and share it out loud. We're having great conversations during our Q&A, and I love it.
Me too. You're welcome.
Give a few more minutes and see if any pop up, or as Deanna mentioned too, if you want to share how you communicate benefits in your district. This is kind of just like a free, sharing out time with questions with our presenters, or if you have anything that's working really well for you guys in your district, feel free to unmute and share that as well.
We're all, I think, everybody's kind of different in different states. And so, we're always interested in seeing what best practices are. That
Right.
enjoy being with ASPA to kind of, view and see what other districts are doing. So we're sharing this, and certainly, as Deanna mentioned, we would be welcome to hear what others do. I know there was, Kristen, I think earlier was about from Chicago. I know their districts are structured a lot differently. So certainly, one size doesn't fit all, but at the same time, we do have, a lot of commonality in what we all have to do. It's just how do we do it, and what are the best methods to get it done, as well as we're trying to do in anything to, and again, keep our employees and to make sure our employees feel valued and feel like the benefits that we are offering are, something that would be a benefit to them.
All right, we'll give a few more minutes to see if any other questions or thoughts pop up. As I say, you three might be everyone's favorite because you let them go to lunch early.
We were thinking about that the way we were squeezed in there, so for sure.